Hey, y'all, and welcome back to the second episode of the second season of the Social Takeoff Podcast. And today we are talking about this is part two. If you didn't listen to last week's episode, you're going to want to go start with that. We're going to talk about the second half of buyer phases for marketing your business in wave season. We are talking about conversion and loyalty. This is going to be a deep dive. It's going to be about marketing, but not all about social media. So if you're ready, let's dig in. Hey, y'all, and welcome to the Social Takeoff Podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Hay Smith. If you have found yourself going down a scroll hole of Pinterest, Google, and YouTube looking for great ways to market your travel business, but you've found nothing but frustration there, you've landed in the right place. As a travel agent, what I loved most was marketing my business, and I succeeded in it. That's why I became a marketing expert for the travel industry. And now I spend my days teaching travel agents and agency owners how to market their business on social media and beyond. So if you're ready to grow your business using social media and other marketing tactics, buckle up and let's take off. All right, y'all. So first and foremost, let me just tell you that I'm going to go ahead and apologize for any interruptions that you hear because it is Martin Luther King Day and my kids are out of school. My husband is out of school and it is currently pouring the snow. So that means that they're like super excited, hoping to go out. So there's a lot happening. And so it's probably going to be louder than normal. And I'm recording today's episode as well as the next 2 weeks after this to get done. So, enjoy the noise. Anyway, we have to talk about conversion and loyalty during wave season. Last week we covered awareness and consideration, and they are important. And if you haven't listened to that episode yet, I encourage you to go do that. But during wave season, the two most important buyer phases that you are going to market to are conversion and loyalty. But let me just say this. They may not be on social media. They are going to be some on social media, and we're going to talk about how to use I'm watching a car slide up our hill because it is literally pouring the snow. Anyway, you are going to use your social media for some conversion. We're going to talk about that. Loyalty, not so much, but we are going to talk about how to target both general and very specific loyalty during wave season. Okay. So let's talk about the different ways that we are going to do conversion. And we're going to talk about each one a little bit more in depth, but we're going to talk about specifics real quick. So, conversion is going to be more prevalent on your socials during wave season than it is any time of the year. That means in quarter one, you're going to have more ad style posts on your social media feed than any other time of the year. You're still not Expedia, so don't go crazy. We don't need to go bananas with book this now, check this deal out. Okay, first off, we talked about it a little bit last week, but I'm going to talk about it again. The reason that all of your suppliers, Royal, Disney, Universal, are heavy advertising is it's wave season for them as well. Like, it's not just travel agents who are booking more trips. It is the suppliers as well. And so they are putting more money into advertising. I know this because as my director of marketing job at Wanderlust Campus, we too are talking to suppliers and they are spending more money marketing when it comes to marketing with us and things like that as well. Right now, because they know this is wave season. And so their budgets are bigger in quarter one, meaning they are spending more money because they know people are buying. Okay. So they're putting out more promotions. Just because they're putting out more promotions, just because they are doing all these things. Here's the other thing. Just because a supplier is telling you to post this, that's their goals, not yours. I'm talking in circles because I have so much to say on this topic that I overwhelm myself. Okay. deep breath, one thing at a time. Number one, now is the time when suppliers are going to push you to advertise for them. That's great if they do it in alignment with your goals and your brand messaging. Don't say yes simply because it's a free ad or because they ask you to if it doesn't meet your brand standards, your brand message, your brand goals, and your business goals, right? Like, I don't care if they're telling you to post this and post that. If it's going to make you look like Expedia, don't do it. That is for their business goals, not yours. They are not trying to help you achieve something. They are trying to help them achieve something. So I'm usually, and there's a lot of BDMs that I absolutely adore. But one BDM comes to mind. And if a friend of mine is listening to this podcast, you know exactly who I'm talking about, and I can't wait to get your text. But there is this one BDM who literally will only reach out to some of her agency owners in her territory when she has a goal she wants to reach. When she has something that she wants to meet, she will reach out to them and ask them to push something and give them money on advertising or whatever. But it always aligns with her quotas, her numbers, and her business goals. And she's never asking the agent what their business goals are, if it's in alignment, and how she can support their business goals. So I want you to consider that before you just because we need to push some conversion, before you just take that from the suppliers, you have to make sure that it's in alignment with your business goals and that they are not only worried about their business goals. That is number uno. Number two, we can change up whether a post's goal is conversion or consideration simply by changing the call to action. Okay? So we know, and if we don't know, if you don't know, we want to take out of our call to action bank, click the link in my bio to get started, click the link in my bio to book, click the link in my bio to schedule your consultation. All those are gone. Instead of saying that, you're going to flip it to drop the word whatever below. If it's a Royal Caribbean, like if you're talking about cruising and your last paragraph is going to be about kids sail free and your thing has been about cruising. Let's say that the post we're going to do some consideration in, okay? So the post is like 3 reasons why a cruise makes a great family vacation for families with tweens, teens, and young adults, okay? If let's say that that's the post and we're going to give those 3 things. Then we've given our information, which is our consideration piece. It's proving our expertise. It's showcasing valuable information. And then our last paragraph is going to be, and one of our favorite cruise lines for a vacation just like this is Royal Caribbean. And right now they are offering kids sail free through January 22nd. That is not right. Do not go create a post based on that. I haven't looked it up. I just saw it the other day, kids sail free. So don't look it up. Like that's anyway, but kids sail free now on cruises booked through January 22nd. The call to action then is going to be drop the word free or drop the word sail or drop the word royal below, and our team will reach out. Our team will send you the link to get started. You can any of those things, but we are keeping them on the platform, whether it is Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or LinkedIn or Threads or whatever the new Twitter is, whatever social platform we are going to be on, we are keeping them on said platform by using that. So what we are doing is we are using more converting calls to action, even with consideration posts. Now, this is not going to be every time, but it is going to be more often during wave season. So we're giving information, we are providing value, but our call to action is heavier sales, okay? That is not one of the ways that we are going to start incorporating conversion into our social content. Another way that we're going to start converting content into our social is we are going to create more straight up ad posts than, and I don't mean paid ads, I mean organic advertisement style posts than before. But before, I would have told you no more than one every 12. Now I'm going to tell you no more than one every 9. You only want one of those style posts in your 9 grid on Instagram. We are going to say one every 9, meaning if you post 3 times a week, that's one every 3 weeks. If you post more often and you post 5 times a week, I can't do math in my head that quickly, but it's more frequent, okay? And in that style post, we are going to talk about promotions. We are going to talk about if you personally or your agency is running a specific promotion that's not from the vendor itself, or you're just highlighting a resort. Make sure you are following and you understand the supplier's guidelines, which suppliers and vendors you can talk about in price with and which ones you cannot. You can highlight pricing, although it is, in my opinion, not best practice to showcase a price. Okay. But say that you're doing a resort spotlight, but it looks like an ad that's an all-inclusive resort, or you're doing a Disney itinerary spotlight. Remember, you cannot post numbers for Disney. And it's going to come across looking more like an ad style post. It's really truly about selling. Do not neglect to put your service ad, meaning do not neglect to put 2 things you do, 3 things you do, 5 things you do, 5 ways you help, 3 things your clients, whatever. Make sure you talk about your service. There's my kids being loud, sorry. Make sure you talk about your service in the post, even when it is an advertisement style post. Okay, that's another way. Now, the last 2 ways, now you can do an ad style post also in a reel, but when you are doing a reel or a TikTok that's kind of converting, you are still going to create some type of very organic looking video, whether that's a walkthrough where you're talking about maybe you're walking through a Royal Caribbean ship and following a kid going down a water slide, and then you talk about Kids Sail Free, but this is not a graphic looking reel from Canva. That's not going to perform well. So you still want to use actual video from Royal, or not from, but like from a ship in your post that looks like it could be an organic type of video, but it's just the wording and things like that you're changing. Remember that Reels and TikToks are beginning to have a longer lifespan. Things that have been posted months ago are coming back. So you want to make sure that you are cautious and you are talking about when this is relevant for. So you are putting dates in if you're talking about specific promotion. Okay. That last way is also using another type of video, or 2 more types of video. One being, and this is specifically for socials, one being in stories, where you are going to be much stronger in converting stories during wave season. Again, this is all tied into what call to action you say and the words that you choose to use. So if there's a promotion, you're going to come in and talk about, number 1, how much money you saved current clients by using this promotion. Number 2, how many people I'm quoting this, and this for these promotions. This is what's happening. You're going to talk about a specific promotion and what it includes. Let's say you're going to talk about Kids Sail Free. You're going to talk about exactly what the parameters are, when it's good. You're going to talk about the offer. And now the dogs are going off. All my kids, sorry, y'all. So you're just really going to get specific and you're going to talk about it. The other thing that you're going to do in stories is create story slides for any and all promotions or things that you want to push during wave season. And lordy day, these dogs. But anything that you're wanting to push during wave season and specific promotions, any and all, you are going to create story slides and you are going to run them for anywhere from every 3 to 5 days. Now, not all of them on the same day. Let's say that you have 4 different promotions that are going to run. You're going to run each one of those every 5 days. That way it's a constant rotate through of those things. But you're going to make sure that those are posted. You don't need to change those often. That way you can create them once, save them to your phone, and just post those as scheduled. The other thing is using live video. So when you create a live video during wave season, you still want to bring value, but you want to give a clear, converting call to action. And so, what I would do to choose my live video prompts during wave season is to use prompts that would correlate to specific promotions or destinations that makes sense to convert during wave season. So going back to Kids Sail Free, I looked at a Royal Caribbean cruise the other day. I saw Kids Sail Free on there, so that's why I'm talking about it. But I'm going to do an entire video about about 4 or 5 different things for kids on board Royal. And the call to action is going to be, and the whole thing's not going to be about Kids Sail Free, but it is going to equate to Kids Sail Free in the end. So I'm going to create a video about a destination that has an attached promotion. And at the end, I am going to talk about that. Okay. So I can do that both on Instagram and Facebook. I can even go live on TikTok if I have the right follower count and all of those parameters in place. Okay, that was how we're going to use social. Now we're going to talk about social still, but this is going to be above and beyond our regular public feed. So here's a really cool thing. Not everyone has broadcast channels. You don't have to come and tell me. Oh, here comes my child. Hold on one second. And that was the first temper tantrum that is coming from, I want to go outside to the snow right this very second. Okay, cool. Okay, so the broadcast channels on Instagram. If you don't have broadcast channels on your Instagram, it's okay. Not everyone does. It's fine. I'm going to teach you how to do something else as well. So you are going to either do a broadcast channel or close friends. Now, the negative on having close friends and not broadcast channels is you can only do one. So I'm going to teach you a plan for both. If you only have close friends, what I want you to do within the next week is the question you're going to ask your followers is, are you ready to plan your vacations or a vacation within the next 18 months? If I want to share more promotions, I want to share more, you're just basically going to tell them, I want to put you in a place where you can be exposed to more of the sales content. You won't say it that way, but you can say it something to the effect of, get on in your stories and say, hey y'all, it is my busy season. I have been quoting and booking trips like crazy. And so I am putting this poll down here in the corner because I want to make sure that those of you who have been following me for a while and are ready to start beginning to plan that next vacation, get information on the best promotions, the best destination information that is coming out right now. So vote on this poll below. That way I can put you in my close friends list if you are at that place where you're ready to really learn about the promotions and things that are going on right now. If you're here for great, valuable information on different destination tips and tricks and travel information in general, but you're not quite ready to plan your vacation, that's no big deal. I'm still going to be doing all of that stuff. I don't want to bombard those people with all of the promotions. So if you are interested in some of those promotions, go ahead and vote in this poll for me so I can get you in my close friends. And that way you can make sure you don't miss anything when you're ready to book. Okay. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to put the poll down there that says, I'm ready to book now, or I'm ready to book in the next couple months, vacations for the next 18 months, whatever. A vacation for the next 18 months. And I'm going to put a couple different options, and I'm going to put everyone who votes in that poll in my close friends list. Then in my close friends list, I am going to make sure that I show up once a day at least in the 5 day a week. We take off weekends, but in those 5 days a week, and I am going to talk to them about some type of promotion. Now, my regular stories are still going to get some of that, but they're not going to get as much as. The other thing that I know is those close friends, everyone who votes, they're warm leads. They're hot leads, probably. That means I'm going to create an engagement plan focused on them. I'm going to make sure that I am engaging on their own content. I'm going to make sure that I am commenting on their posts and replying to their stories, all of that kind of stuff. I am going to stay on top of it because those are really, really hot leads. Okay. So that's how I'm going to do it if it's close friends and I don't have the option for broadcast channels. The other thing about close friends is I can only do one list. I can't do multiple lists. Now, there is an option. Where's my phone? I don't even know where my phone is. But there is an option right now to add your posts, send it to a broadcast channel, and send it to close friends. I haven't tried out what it looks like to send it to close friends, and I need to do that today. And you know what I will do? I will do that, and then I will jump into my subscribers and share with you all what happened. But anyway, you can do that. So that is an option, but you can only have one close friends list. And so what you are going to want to do is you're going to want to ask them on a regular basis to vote in a poll or in a quiz or something and ask them what destinations they're looking at right now. So cruise, whatever it is that you sell, ask them what they're interested in so that you can tailor your story, sales content to your close friends list based on what they are saying. Okay. That's close friends. Now, if you do have access to broadcast channels, you are in luck. You can have multiple broadcast channels. So you could create a broadcast channel for Disney, Universal, cruising, all inclusives, adult only, whatever. You can create all of these different broadcast channels. And now you are going to invite them to join through using stickers in your stories. You can say, if you're looking at Disney in the next 18 months, click here and join our broadcast channel so you don't miss anything. I'm going to share promotions with you, announcements, all kinds of stuff. And I don't want you to miss anything. So, and you're going to do that for each one. And then the other things that you can do for that is you can share. The thing about broadcast channels is when you create content for said broadcast channel, it goes to their DMs. So the likelihood that they are going to miss it is extremely low. So, and the other things that you can do in your broadcast channels is you can send them video messages, audio messages, and you can send posts to that broadcast channel. So what I can do is if I create a Disney post, I'm going to send it to my Disney broadcast channel. I'm going to add an extra call to action that is sales heavy. And then maybe every Tuesday, I'm going to send a video message to my Disney broadcast channel. And every Friday, I'm going to send an audio message. And then on cruising, every Monday, I'm going to send a video message. And every Thursday, I'm going to send, whatever that looks like. But I'm going to create something and I'm going to stay in contact. I'm also going to keep track of who is in the broadcast channel because those are warm leads. And I am going to I'm going to create an engagement strategy with them. That was a lot. But those are other ways that I'm going to create converting content during wave season. Now, 2 more things that I'm going to focus strongly on during wave season. Group content. Every week inside my group during wave season, I am going to create a deal of the week. Now, that could be focusing on a promotion. It could be focusing on a price inside of a private group or email list. I am okay with pricing if the vendor allows. Universal and Disney do not. But if the vendor allows, I'm okay with doing that. So I'm going to focus on some sort of deal of the week every week inside my Facebook group. And I'm going to use the rest of the week to create content inside my Facebook group that supports that deal of the week. Okay? Emails. I am going to make sure that my emails are the mix between value, but every email will also support my deal of the week in my Facebook group. Even if it's just a very small banner at the bottom that I'm talking about it, I am going to focus on a deal of the week during wave season. So it's got value at the top. I feel like I'm describing a mullet. business in the front, party in the back, but like value at the top and sales at the bottom. But I'm going to make sure that I do that. So that is a conversion plan for wave season. Now, let's talk about loyalty. And while loyalty is easier because it's not near as much, it is important. So, first off, I don't know how everybody's CRM works, and everybody's CRM is different. And I actually had a meeting the other day with a CRM founder, a new CRM founder. And we talked about this because I said that this could be really important for their marketing. And I loved it because they actually were like, yeah, we're going to put that in our plans to make sure we take care of it. So it's really important for you to see cross sales. And I don't mean immediate cross sales, but let's think about the fact that if someone was a Disney trip, Disney's low hanging fruit. They're easier to pull in, right? They're easier for you to like get a Disney booking because that they need a lot of help. But if you had someone who stayed at All Stars or Pop, their cross, like if they don't want to go back to Disney, Royal is a great option for them, or maybe a Mexico all-inclusive, right? So I want to think about vacations that are similar in budget. So yes, I can like sell Disney to them again, but I also could showcase Kids Sail Free to my past all-star sports, movies, music, and pop people, okay? Or in an all-inclusive resort in Mexico. For my Grand Floridian and Poly club level especially, my past concierge on DCL, I am going to showcase Adventures by Disney because I am looking at excellent, like, I know what they're spending. VIP tours, somebody who's booked a VIP tour before. Those are people that I'm going to now market Adventures by Disney to. Or if I had someone staying at club level Poly or club level Grand, I am going to I'm going to showcase DCL Veranda for them. I mean, DCL Concierge for them, sorry. So I want you to start thinking along those lines. Who took a trip in the past? And what would a feasible next vacation be for them? And I want to target them that way. So I'm going to be creating groups inside of my email lists that are going to showcase that convergence, that like even step from one to the next. And I'm going to target them in email that way. If I have very specific clients that I think this would be good. Let's say I had 20 people who stayed at All-Star Sports last year. I may craft a really great personal email or a really great personal text message or Facebook message, whatever I have, to them about Kids Sail Free and how I was working on this for a client. And I was thinking about them when it came through, and I wanted to make sure that they knew about it, blah, 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 blah. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to work. That is how I'm going to work loyalty. It is going to be much more targeted. So all my whole list may get, these are the current deals. They're going to see the deals based on the fact that they're on my list. They're going to get the deal of the week. But I'm going to send things that are much more personal based on their past travels and what I think would be good for them in the next travel. And I'm going to do things like that, not every week, but I am going to begin to start conversations with my past clients. Maybe it's a handwritten note. Maybe it's sending them something for Valentine's Day. But I'm going to be in contact with them, and I am going to send them things that I thought of them personally, which is going to put me on a whole new level when it comes to that. So that is how I'm building a marketing plan for loyalty. So now today we have finished. Part 1 was awareness and consideration. Part 2 has been conversion and loyalty and what we are going to do to help beef those up. And these were all organic strategies. We talked a little bit about paid strategies last week. We're really not going to talk about paid strategies this week. These are really great organic strategies that if you put the time that it takes into them, you're going to see a massive bang for your buck. Okay, so I hope you all loved this episode. I hope you loved the conclusion of the buyer phases for wave season. This deserved 2 different episodes. I can't wait to hear what you thought about it. Please jump into my DMs and let me know. And y'all, I will talk to you right here again next week. Same bat channel, same bat place. Talk to y'all then. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Social Takeoff Podcast. I'm so glad you were here. Make sure you're following along on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and pretty much anywhere else. You can find me at Kelly Hayes Smith everywhere there's social. And make sure you leave us a review. That's one way that we get to bring you more content each week. And we'll see you back here next Tuesday for an all-new episode of the Social Takeoff Podcast.